What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. With me is my beautiful wife, Tina.
Hi, guys.
Over here, we got Tommy.
Yo.
And a guy who is finally on the show.
Finally.
And
about
largely
time.
responsible for this show getting off the air. He may not know it. We got Mike over there.
Hello, how's it going, guys? Great to be here.
Yes, awesome.
It's Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Yes.
Did you want to go by Mike or Big Mike?
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. Okay.
I'm good with all of it.
If I
Big
can't
Mike?
fit Big Mike on the caption, I'll just put Mike. All right. Reminder to follow our Twitter account at CCG_WrestleCast. Definitely going to have a poll after Survivor Series and NXT TakeOver War Games about what we think is the best match of the night. So make sure you vote on that. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel, where you can find this episode. So we're going to be previewing NXT TakeOver War Games 2018. They might as well add the years because they're going to do it every year. And well, Survivor Series, which the card has given new meaning to the phrase "card subject to change."
Yes.
Wow, is that true?
Yes.
Oh
So,
my God.
wow.
It's amazing.
So much happens in a
Crazy.
week, right? You know, with
In
everything.
5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll kick things off with the Saturday show. It's actually kind of, I guess, from NXT standards, only 4 matches versus the usual 5. NXT War Games 2018, which, come to find out last episode, is her new match, her new pay-per-view. Yeah, loves the War Games match. So
Nice.
we're going to start by,
Yeah.
we're going to kind of pick the winners here and discuss it. We're going to start with Aleister Black versus Johnny Gargano. Man, I'm really hoping
That's a
Nikki
hard
Cross somehow gets involved with this one.
Yes.
Just
that'll
because
be fun.
she's got a secret.
I want her to jump in so it could be a triple threat.
All right. Yeah. She can hold her
I
own.
want to play.
If WWE was that brave, I mean,
I mean, China. Come on. There's a precedent for this.
Yeah, then they regress.
Okay.
It's one of those
Yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah.
PR
you can't
nightmare.
Google her because
They're publicly traded. That's true.
That's true.
You know,
Yikes.
some things you can't search on the WWE network. Mike,
Yes.
welcome. You're making the first pick on this
Oh
one.
man, just right off the bat.
Yeah, right off
Yeah.
the bat, bro.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it works around here.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna go with Johnny Gargano, but with shenanigans.
With shenanigans.
I
Can I
think-
write with shenanigans
Yes.
on there?
Please write with
Con
shenanigans.
shenanigans.
I'm gonna pistol whip the next person who says shenanigans.
Whoa, whoa,
Shenanigans.
whoa, whoa.
Oh, sorry.
Hey,
I like
you're
movie
new
re-
here. You're
Right,
new.
I
He's
apologize.
kidding.
I like
think-
movie
I
references.
think.
All right.
No, but yeah, I mean,
I'm sitting next to him.
Aleister
man.
Black has been doing pretty great, and Johnny just turned, so he's a heel now. So I think they're gonna have a good
Wow,
match.
that
I think
go around.
Aleister's gonna look like he's gonna pull it out, and then I don't know exactly how, but I think Johnny's gonna pull something, maybe a ref bump, and I think he's gonna take the win with some cheating.
All right. Tina, what do you got?
I agree with him.
Johnny.
I think Johnny will win this, and yes, I think there will be some
Shenanigans.
some
Things that happen.
some undisclosed things.
Some unsavory actions will take
Yes,
place.
I'm not gonna say the word. I'm sitting right next to him.
Yeah, and he said pistol whip right away. That was oddly specific.
He's not going to hurt you.
Or her, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but still,
Do you
you're
want to
still.
switch then?
Huh?
Do you want to switch then?
He won't hurt you. I know.
Me, I'm
He
over here
loves
though.
you. Like, I love you.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
Well,
He was just kidding. He was just kidding. Come on. We've known him for a long
Ah,
time. Okay. Anyway, I'll go ahead and pick next. Wow.
Wow, you're speechless.
I am very speechless on this, just the way this has panned out.
yeah.
But I am going to go with Aleister Black on this one.
Whoa.
He's had,
Interesting.
I mean, honestly, he's damn near unstoppable up until the point where he got taken out.
Right.
And I feel like he's just going to pick up right where he left off with a little bit more motivation to kick Gargano's butt this time.
Yeah,
So,
and his takeover record is pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And I feel like he wants to get back in the title hunt. He's got to win this one. So,
Yeah.
Tommy, who you going with?
Actually, I have to agree with Mike and Tina.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Gargano, only because I think, well, for what I don't think this will be the end of it. Regardless, I think this is building up to something bigger, either with Gargano and Ciampa again, or with Aleister Black having to overcome a lot of odds to get back to the NXT Championship picture, and Gargano beating him will be the first step towards that. Even with, and I think with Aleister Black's pretty stellar record with NXT takeovers, that's kind of going to work against him, because it's like you start mentioning that when someone says, "Oh, they have an unbeaten pay-per-view record," that's when they lose. Oh, who saw that coming? everyone the second you said they have an unbeaten pay-per-view record. So
Well, I think if he loses,
Except for WrestleMania 30.
I think if he loses too, it wouldn't like.
stop bringing. That was not my fault.
Or
God,
someone has a long title rate. Oh,
I don't
sorry,
think.
Brady.
Shut up.
I don't think he will. I don't think Alistair losing would be bad for him,
it won't be bad for either one.
and I think
actually.
Johnny winning would actually help with him building it back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And another thing could be him disqualifying because he just won't stop beating up on Gargano.
That's
You
true.
know, that's
too.
also a
yeah.
possibility.
Could be one way. Just
And,
one cycle.
I,
Like
I,
that,
can,
yeah.
I can see
You know,
Aleister Black.
think about what he
repeatedly
did when he came back, when he found out the name before we all knew who it was.
Yeah, he sort
You
of.
know, he destroyed that. Well, everyone destroys security in WWE, but you know.
That's
Yeah.
true. Just look at Braun Strowman a couple weeks ago.
Look at Ronda Rousey anytime.
That's true. All right, next match on
Poor-
the card. What,
Poor
go ahead.
indie guys.
Poor indie guys. Hey, pay your
It's
dues,
still a
right?
paycheck.
Pay your dues,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's true.
Next match is the NXT Women's Championship. Shayna Baszler as champion defending against Kairi Sane in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Whoa. Tina can go first.
I knew it.
Yeah, I know.
They're like, let the woman go for this one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that Shayna's gonna keep it.
Shayna's
Only
gonna
because
keep
it makes no sense to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. To me, that's just my thought. I think it would be weird for her to win it and then lose it. Like, I don't know how that would make any sense. But then again, as a product of what we just saw a little while ago on
30
SmackDown,
minutes ago.
yeah, I'm not 100%.
Yeah.
So
Tommy, who you got?
I'm going with Kairi Sane. I don't hate Shayna Baszler as champion, but it's like that kind of already had its time. I don't get why she even wanted to get in the first place.
Yeah.
Now, I did hear a whole lot of rumors about the MMA 4 Horsemen and the WWE 4 Horsewomen, excuse me, and that kind of storyline build up and everything. And I kind of get that, but and they did interfere to help Shayna win at Evolution and everything. But I was like, I don't really get her winning title again. So I think Kairi Sane will win it back, and maybe Shayna will finally go up to the main roster. Depending on what happens at Survivor Series, honestly. And like, a lot of that hinges on that, honestly.
Yeah, that's always the talk after NXT. Who's going to go up after a TakeOver show, right?
Yeah, for sure.
though I don't think she would go over until Rumble. Honestly,
Okay.
that's why I think she's gonna win.
Okay.
All right. Mike?
That's my thought.
Yeah, I think it's going to stay on Shayna in this match. I expect the Horsewoman to interfere.
Yeah.
But I think there's a chance. Now, Tommy, you have to help me with this. Io
Shirai.
Shirai.
Yeah,
Excellent.
right, yeah.
I think her and possibly Mia Yim may kind of come up to try to even odds. And I think in that third fall, it may get chaotic.
It always
You know,
does
stuff
in the
going
third
on,
one.
right?
doesn't it? Yeah.
And
so,
so, and again, not to like repeat the theme, but I think Shayna may pull out the win in that third one while there's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, and I think in the end she'll catch her in the choke out and she'll fight, but maybe pass out again. But I think she'll keep it in the end.
I'm with you that there's going to be chaos in that third fall.
Yeah.
It'll look like SmackDown 2001 before Survivor Series.
I think that is where Kyrie takes her shot and she's going to get the title back. So I know we don't like the whole back and forth on the title, but they did it with Kyrie Sane back to Shayna.
This is one of those that we are actually like half and half, and that's kind of not predictable because we don't
Yeah.
know.
Right.
The beauty of NXT,
Exactly.
you can't really predict it.
Yeah,
So.
the beauty
They're,
of it.
they're not
and-
afraid to take those leaps.
And they very
Yeah.
seldom ever go back and forth with the title. Like the last time they really did that was like Joe and Nakamura. That was like the only time they really
Right.
did
Yeah.
it
That
a
didn't
lot.
even-
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a lot then. So that's like this is why one time I think it might happen because they don't do it often.
Yeah.
It's not like it's like who was that? Who traded it back and forth back in like to Intercontinental title? Was it Miz and
I'm
Dolph?
gonna say Miz or Dolph.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
Miz and
IC
Dolph.
title.
They traded it like back and forth for like 6 months. I was like, oh my god, what if you keep it for longer than 30 days?
Hey, it's
Yeah.
not like it's a Charlotte Sasha trade.
Right.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
not-
always gets a reaction.
Let's
That's-
not talk about
that's
I
that.
mean,
fair.
I do
That's
not to go off the rails, but I think that led to one of the New Day coming down and saying that Charlotte was going to beat her dad's record by like next Tuesday.
Yeah,
So,
that's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Well,
Gotta love
that's
New Day.
because the New Day never miss an opportunity.
No.
Thank God for them.
Gotta love it. All right, NXT Championship match is next. Tommaso Ciampa going up against the Velveteen Dream.
Wow.
That's hard.
I'll let Tommy go last on this one because I know he's back and forth.
Yeah, save it for last for
This is
sure.
hard for me too.
I'm gonna go first, and I think Ciampa is ready to move up.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
It's been teased for a while, and I could see the Dream riding. Nice try, Terry. Right, the whole Dream tweet with Hulk Hogan. I think Velveteen Dream is going to be his chance to get a shot with his title right here. So put it on a young guy. He might even be the youngest NXT champion at this point, right?
I think he
I
might.
can only imagine.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back at.
Because, well, he's definitely the
Yeah.
guy who's been in the business the least who would be in it.
Yeah, I mean, he was what
How old?
19 when he was on Tough Enough.
How old is he now? Like 22?
God, I don't even know how long ago was Tough Enough. I can't
don't even
remember. Yeah, we'll have to look it
Can't
up,
remember. Yeah,
or
look it up.
comment if you know.
Yeah.
Trivia. We'll play the Jeopardy music again. Yeah, exactly. Mike, who you got in this one?
I think Velveteen Dream is obviously going to be a future star, and I just don't think it's yet. I think it's going to stay on Ciampa.
All right.
Velveteen's got that kind of character where he can put all his heart into it. He's going to fight, and even if he comes up short, the fans are going to go crazy for him anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And part of me is I know Ciampa's ready to go up, but his character has just been so great since the Gargano turn, even with the injury being out the whole time. I almost
That's
don't
because
want
he's a beast on Twitter.
Yeah,
Yes.
I almost don't want him to go up because
He's so
they
proud of
don't
Gargano
have
right
great
now.
luck
They don't
on the
have
main
anything for
roster.
him.
Yeah.
I don't
Right,
think they have
so
anything for him.
I'm
is the
okay
thing.
with him staying there and maybe a Gargano reunion at some point.
And have
since
them
they're
just
both
like be like
heels.
evil DIY.
Evil DIY.
Unless
right?
unless they go up together.
Yeah,
as a
well,
tag
that could
team.
do too.
You know?
Just could happen.
But,
They need more
um,
tag teams on the main roster.
Yeah, I think it's going to stay on him right now. That's me.
Tina.
I agree with Mike.
All
I think I do like Ciampa, his character and everything, but I feel like if you're gonna bring somebody up first, I would bring up a Velveteen Dream first, honestly,
Oh, okay.
just because I feel like he would have more of a following because of his character, and he would get the WWE universe like, whoa, who's this guy? You know?
It's kind of like the Goldust thing too.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just
Yeah.
it's new.
It's
but
new. It's
unlike, I
different.
don't hope he gets stuck in
It's
just being a
charismatic.
character, like
Right,
win
see,
a
that's-
title.
yeah.
That's the only thing I
Yeah.
worry about. You know.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, he makes it work.
Yeah, it's true.
He doesn't 100%, make it too much this or too much that. He makes it work.
Yeah.
And I feel like he has enough, like intelligence to know, like, hey, maybe I should tone it down, or maybe I should.
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
there.
I think so.
I mean,
Yeah, let's
the
go with
fact
it.
that he put those on his pants last time.
Oh,
hey,
great. Hey, call me up if he does it again. Hey,
Call me
why
up.
not?
You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet that he's probably gonna wear those again.
I mean,
Yeah.
he could be called up with the NXT title. I mean, Kevin Owens did it.
That's
that'd be
true.
interesting. They haven't done that well. But
I
was gonna
just
say-
I don't feel like he would be the kind of guy that would do that with.
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
Honestly, no
Just-
offense to him, but I don't feel like he would be one of those guys that Ciampa might be one of those guys where you can
Yeah.
take him
Yeah.
up with it. You can take the belt off of him or take him up there like Kevin Owens because he has more of that.
Of course, Ciampa does have those badass coats he wears to the ring. Those
Yeah.
those coats are on point.
Yeah, so that's why I think that Ciampa's gonna keep it.
Okay. Tommy, moment of truth.
Can't
Can't delay any longer.
Yeah, this is hard.
Where's that music again? Where's that coming
Seriously, for real. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say Velveteen Dream.
Velveteen
And-
Ooh,
Dream.
man, we are 50-50
Yeah,
on the
we've
last
been
two
really
matches.
split. The
This is what
show.
happened when you have even numbers.
That's true too.
Yeah.
So
Math.
yeah, I was gonna say
Interesting.
math,
Got
but
math teachers over here,
Instead
people.
of saying like fact, like
Math.
Math.
like Cesaro and what's his name?
and Sheamus.
Seamus.
No, they didn't say that. Did they?
Oh,
Tyson
no.
Kidd?
Tyson Kidd.
Oh,
Tyson
Tyson Kidd,
Kidd,
you're right.
there you
go. I was like,
My
no.
bad.
Sorry, Tyson.
They would say fact, so we're gonna be saying
Facts.
math.
Math. There we go. Pie. All right.
Wait, you got pot? Oh,
Wait,
War
what?
Games. I don't know. War Games match. The Undisputed Era against
Oh, man.
the NXT UK champion Pete Dunne
Jeez Louise.
and North American champion Ricochet and the War
Jeez.
Raiders Hanson and Rowe. Now, of course, last year's War Games match was just
Dun, dun,
three
dun,
team. This was just
dun,
a two.
Dun, dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
Are we taking
dun,
music
dun,
right
dun,
now?
All right. This is Tina's
Apparently-
favorite match.
dun.
I'm going to make her go last.
Aw,
Tommy, go ahead.
of course.
First of all, shouts out to Pete Dunne, who actually is the longest reigning champion of the Modern Era. I don't care if it's just the UK belt.
If we're saying any title, you're going to go.
I'm going
Pete
anytime.
Dunne.
I'm
Okay,
going
any
with
title.
Pete Dunne, and
All
because
right.
he's my hero right now.
That's true.
He beat up Brock Lesnar's reign, so yes.
If you want to call it a
He
ring.
also defended it more times.
He
Well,
showed
that
up
was
twi-
last week.
He showed up
so-
twice a week. He defended it more times.
Vacant defends him more
Duh.
time than Brock Lesnar.
Hey, vacant's on
We
point.
talked about
But
this, yeah.
Yes.
But I'm going with Dunn, Ricochet, and the War Raiders.
All right.
Because I think Dunn is pissed enough, Ricochet's pissed enough, and the War
Wait,
Raiders
whoa, what?
because
Dunn is always pissed. That's the
Exactly.
thing. Yeah. So
It
Exactly.
just sounded like done pissed enough. Like he pissed.
Oh
enough.
Jesus.
I was like, wait.
Not
What?
even remotely what I said.
They done.
I was like, what?
All right, go ahead.
Anyway,
It just
Math.
Damn
sounded.
it.
It just sounded wrong, Matt.
but but the War Raiders, I think, have a lot to prove. Well, not to prove, but to the NXT audience who may not be as familiar with them.
Yep.
And this will be the time when they show, because you're locking those two crazy sons of bitches in a steel cage. They're gonna break people at random because they feel like it. It's got nothing to do with the match anymore.
Yeah.
They're gonna break the Undisputed Era. Oh, look, someone's leg. I'll destroy it
Dude,
now.
did you see when they lawn darted Adam Cole into the side of that truck?
No, I missed that.
Oh,
I gotta
yeah,
go back and
it
find
was
that.
fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Rey
yeah.
Mysterio-esque.
Yeah, kind of sort of.
Oh, nice.
Pretty much.
NWO.
Oh, nice. I gotta go.
Adam
Back.
Cole, oh.
I don't call bad shit.
All right, Mike, who you got?
I would like to say real quick, speaking of War Games as a match, I remember as a kid renting VHSs.
VHS.
Yes,
From
VHS.
Albertsons?
we're showing our
it
age,
was-
Mike. You're showing
it
our
was
age.
like the one before Blockbuster. Whatever you gonna
What was before Blockbuster? I
I
can't-
When in the old
Remember.
NWA and WCW days when the
Yeah.
Horsemen were involved,
Yeah.
Arn Anderson started that thing. The
Yes.
Enforcers started. Those were some badass work. Wait, are we PG? Can I? Okay.
Yeah,
Say
yeah.
ass.
I said shit like twice.
We've
So-
been saying a bunch of stuff.
But I'm
We're
just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, those matches were amazing. And so when they brought it back last year, I was a little hesitant. The 3-team match was interesting. It brought some cool things. And correct me if I'm wrong, you said Undisputed Era pulled it out last year, right?
Last year they
I
won,
believe
yeah.
so,
Right.
yeah. Mhm.
So yeah, I think it's going to be the team of Dunn, Ricochet, and War Raiders taking it this year. I mean, Ricochet, it's even in a cage match, something's going to happen that's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne is just going to beat people up because that's what he does.
That's what he does
He's going to
best.
break some
I'm
fingers.
Pete Dunne, and I love to fight.
and right. And the War. I mean, yeah, I think it's
he
it's
Irish?
time that
No, I was
Undisputed
just
Era
being
gets
funny.
their
I was an
comeuppance
old
a
South
bit.
Park episode with Russell Crowe.
Oh, okay.
I think it was South Park. I don't remember.
So
Yeah.
yes, the team with 4 names, not just one.
Yeah.
All
Yes.
right.
And if you guys want to see old WCW War Games matches, there is still the collection that's on DVD and probably on the network now too, because they are great to watch.
Yes,
Yeah.
those are bad.
I am of the mindset that the Undisputed Era is going to win this.
Are you just intentionally trying to split us?
No,
right now?
I'm not.
I'm kidding.
I think they're
I'm
going to
kidding.
win
It's
it.
called the
And this is
contrarian.
their last hurrah on NXT. It's time for them to move up. At least I hope so. I would love to see all 4 of them in the picture going into the Royal Rumble.
Oh, I just had an amazing thought.
Yeah.
What
that
if
happens.
they join Daniel Bryan?
Ooh.
Or what if they do a sanity and show up once and then don't show up for several weeks?
Could happen.
That could also happen.
And then they show back up
Sorry.
for Nikki Cross to come out and they just disappear. But they're in Survivor Series.
I'm convinced Insanity just like lives underneath whatever arena that they're in and just is like just waiting to be called up.
Yeah.
Like,
No, the wild card in this, you guys, I mean, we love Pete Dunne, but man, he is so back and forth between heel and face wherever he's at.
that's just true.
Whereas
I'll
the
give you that.
Undisputed Era is, you said there's one name versus 4, but they are a team. They're all, a cohesive unit. And this is going to turn into like a Undisputed Era specialty match. But
Yeah, 3 of them are former ROH World Champions.
yeah, see? So sadly, even if they move up, we may never see a War Games match on the main roster. I would hope one day we
Why?
do. I know. There's so much you can
Because
do
of
with it.
Vince.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I didn't create it, damn it.
We can't have it.
But imagine the 4 horsewomen against the 4 horsewomen.
In a War Games?
Yeah.
In a War Games.
That would be amazing.
Yes.
Mine.
So I am taking the
Why are
Undisputed
there
Era.
2 rings,
So
damn it?
that's my pick. Tina.
Can we pick that? Okay, sorry.
Well, with all honesty, I am a huge Undisputed Era girl. Obviously, I started singing the dang song. So I have to go with them. I have to.
Alright.
I have to.
We love it.
50-50.
Shock the
Math.
system. So those are our
Adam
picks.
Yeah, they do have a good theme song.
baby.
They do have a good theme song that I can't even front.
Now before we close out So, if you guys had to pick one name to show up on Raw and or SmackDown after Survivor Series from NXT, who are you picking? Who do you think is
one
going to
person,
say just one that you think would go up? I'll start it off. I'm going to say it's Shayna Baszler. I think Shayna Baszler right now.
I'm gonna agree.
Taking the women's title up there with her?
I'll say.
Hey, that's why I picked Kyrie to win.
I'm gonna
so-
go ahead.
Good.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Shayna Baszler too. I'll say Shayna.
Okay.
I would say the same. The only thing I would say is that she'd probably show up at SmackDown and not Raw, because that would be weird to have her with Ronda,
Ronda.
especially if she's coming up as a heel, and Ronda's
Yeah.
not technically a heel. That would be weird.
See, and I could see her on Raw just because she might be there to help Ronda beat Nia and then challenge Ronda herself. So that's just my thought on it.
That's
Yeah.
Of course, what if by Monday Ronda's not really a face as much anymore?
I thought about that too.
We'll get
That's
to that
possible.
later.
Yeah, we'll get
That's
to that.
possible.
Depends how the crowd reacts to her. And
But the
well,
thing is,
we'll
would
get to
you
that
would you
shortly.
bring up Shayna so that way she does the whole like Kevin Owens thing and she just keeps wrestling the champion because she's like, I'm better than you kind of thing,
I was thinking about that
which
too.
would be
Like,
weird because they're like friends. Well, I mean,
Well,
but I mean,
hey,
what
you
I
know.
mean.
well, see, when Kevin Owens got to NXT, you thought they were gonna play up the friends angle with him and Sami Zayn for like 2 seconds until all of a
True.
Got rid of
sudden.
that the first
But
night.
I think it's more of the more of the
was a
sense
great
that
night,
people
yeah.
know them as like MMA fighters,
Mhm.
so that they're kind of like locked together.
But you can, but if they do a feud between Shayna and Ronda, you can make the argument that technically Shayna got there first and was thrown into NXT and was never allowed to the main roster. Ronda got there and was immediately pushed to WrestleMania.
The only thing I would have a problem with that is I don't think either one of them can call a match.
Well, no, they can't.
That's true. They can.
They're
carry
too-
him.
Yet.
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 Shayna might
Yes.
have more experience with it.
But it's
Shayna
just-
might
but
be-
it would be
Yeah.
hard because like if they mess up somewhere, they wouldn't know how to cover it up.
Shayna might have more
Yeah.
experience. I think Ronda's getting better at it.
Oh yeah, she's.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not,
Which is amazing.
I'm not saying that she's. I'm not saying that they're both bad because I'm just saying like
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
they're not veteran enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
But let's be honest, if they did that, they would just be reversing moves and making it look like a UFC style fight. So they
Yeah.
probably wouldn't call as much as a normal match because they're going to use that background and that story in the match. I would think anyway.
Yep.
So,
It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. They
I
did
think-
that.
No.
Yeah.
I think they could also possibly call up Kyrie.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Her and
could-
Oscar.
her
So
and
oddly
Asuka,
enough,
yeah.
that's where I was going to go.
Oh yeah.
Thinking that Shayna was going to keep the title, because I mean, Kairi Sane is pretty accomplished.
Yeah.
She's done some, she's done some things. She's won the title.
Do you think the language barrier could be a problem? Because a lot of people have said that's why Asuka's not getting the push she.
I mean,
think that's
is it a
bull.
barrier from her being a big push or from going up? I think they'll bring her up. If she gets stuck on.
But
on Raw,
it just
SmackDown,
sucks
that
to
could
me
be a
if this is
problem.
like World Wrestling Entertainment.
Do you think that?
language shouldn't be an issue?
Do you think that if they did bring up Kyrie, that they would finally set up the tag team championship belts?
I
And
think
have
they're,
her-
I think
have her-
I think they're
Great.
getting
Could
close
do
to
that.
doing
And have
that.
her and Asuka be a tag team.
Yeah.
That's why we could see a lot of female call-ups. Too,
And I have
so.
to say,
Yeah.
also, she's also our daughter's favorite wrestler right now. Like she
Yes.
just all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
She wants to be a pirate princess.
yes, she wants to be a pirate princess.
I
All of a
support this.
sudden,
Yeah, I
she came
understand
out
that.
during who were we watching?
Evolution.
Evolution, and my daughter's a huge Bailey fan. She's also a pretty good Sasha and Becky Lynch fan. And all of a sudden,
And
Kyrie,
Kevin Owens of all people.
yeah, Kevin Owens of all people, which
Yeah.
is random.
That's good parenting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She,
We try.
Kyrie just showed like she came out, she did her little pirate thing, and they showed like the music, and she did like this, and all of a sudden I look over and she was just like,
She got up and
"Look,
stood.
mommy, I'm a pirate."
She got up and stood next to the TV and did it, which was awesome.
Yeah,
That's
and then she
amazing.
did
Yeah.
the whole thing, and
Yeah, but that's us talking about.
I was
All right.
like, "Wow,
we're so
okay."
We're so proud, but yeah, I guess that whole gimmick is it speaks
it's-
with younger kids.
Yeah,
I
it
guess.
does.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
likes good wrestlers too.
Yeah.
so.
Cheers.
Yeah.
All right, on to Survivor Series, aka card is definitely subject to change.
Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
for real. This.
Oh wait, hold on, stop!
like
I've just heard
crazy.
another title. No, I'm just
Oh, crap. Let me check Twitter.
All right.
Wait, I got a text message. Someone else just.
Well, have
Someone.
they added the extra woman for the match?
They have not. We're as of recording right now. We'll get to that. There's still one person missing on the SmackDown Women's
What if a
Survivor
belt
Series
changes
match.
during a house show?
The 24/7
Oh my
hardcore
God.
title has just been brought.
Right. So I'm gonna.
Hey,
keep,
yo, that would be the
honestly,
best
I'm
thing
keeping
ever.
my Twitter open right now because if at some point before we get to that match they add the person, I'm gonna know. Anyway,
I'm telling you, you gotta keep up.
yeah. So we're gonna start with the match that's on the pre-show, at least what's been announced so far for the pre-show, and that is the tag team Survivor Series match. It is the Raw team of Rude and Chad Gable, aka Rude Jr. Lucha House
He really
Party,
is.
the Revival, the Ascension, and B Team,
Go, go, go. I can't help it. I
Versus-
love that now.
versus the SmackDown team of the Usos, the New Day,
New Day?
Sanity, the Colons. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. And Luke Kelsey, Carl
Ooh,
Anderson.
Real quick, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I did not know the Colognes were still there.
You what?
I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't know they're still employed with WWE. I'm sorry.
I didn't know until they announced it today.
I
Honestly, I didn't-
apologize.
Honestly,
No, but that's the suck
And
part.
honestly, I didn't know either until they did like a little promo right now during
Yes.
SmackDown, and the Colons were the first ones they talked to. And
I'm sorry.
I was just like, oh,
I thought they were more entertaining when they were trying to sell timeshares.
Yeah,
That was
that
funny.
was funny as hell.
that was
Yeah,
fun.
no,
Start
but
the
same thing.
Caribbean.
I saw them and I was like, oh, they're still there.
I sincerely apologize to them. I thought for sure they were gone.
Wow.
They're not selling timeshares. They're not trying to be matadors. Like they're just.
No,
I missed the timeshare thing. That was
Yeah.
actually legitimately entertaining.
they're just regular wrestlers.
Now-
You bought one, didn't you?
For these matches, yeah, I can afford one, right? For these matches, we're just gonna pick if we think Team Raw or Team SmackDown's gonna win. That's what we're gonna be as far as our win-loss rating on, and then we might just say who we think's gonna survive. For example, I'll go first on this one. I think that Raw is going to win this one. As far as who I think is going to survive, I think it's going to be Rude and Gable and the B team.
Wow.
So that's just, my thought. I
Okay.
think the B team needs something like that. So I think they will survive that. Tommy?
I'm going with Team SmackDown.
SmackDown.
I think the last team surviving, honestly, will be the Usos.
Usos.
I'm ever since their heel turn and the Uso penitentiary gimmick, I've just been a Uso fan. Just
Now it's the SmackDown Penitentiary, as they said today on SmackDown.
oh, okay, cool.
SmackDown.
Penitentiary.
Welcome to the SmackDown.
Then I'm hoping Gallows and Anderson, as fun as they are, will go back to in New Japan pretty soon.
I'm sorry.
It sucks because they have so much promise, too.
They do, man. But
Just-
they keep
come on,
it's
man.
squandered. But New Japan knows what to do with them. So.
I feel like the main roster, they just don't know what to do with tag teams. And I know everybody wants a women's tag team division, but that's what I'm afraid of is that you're going to get women tag teams and they're just going to get lost in the shuffle again.
Bellas.
Yeah.
Well, isn't
Yeah.
that the
No.
true evolution that they just have crap matches like the guys do sometimes? Because we never really talk about that.
I mean,
Yeah.
in all fairness, yeah.
Touche.
Like when they said, someone said the women's Rumble at Evolution, oh, that's just the match we get. I was like, yep, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
they do it to the men all the time.
Yeah. We
What's
don't
the
have
problem?
a spot for your Mania, so
We
we're
just
going to
need
make
more
this
of
Andre
them
the Giant
so
Battle
they're
Royal.
But here's the point. Everyone got a check. So what's the problem?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't get a check.
And
All right.
the men
Oh, I
still
never
get
did.
paid way more. Just saying.
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole other
Yep.
story.
Hey,
That's a
Jimmy
whole
called it
other.
out.
That's a whole other thing.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yep.
All right, Tina, who you got?
I'm actually gonna go with Team SmackDown,
Team
and I think the
SmackDown.
Usos and Sanity will survive.
Ooh.
Speaking
That'd
of,
be cool.
Yeah.
Because that can settle a feud.
will Nikki Cross show up with Sanity?
Play with Nikki. Which is like the ultimate turn on
Ooh.
phrase right now.
Wait,
Wait, what?
wait.
It is.
What if she shows up as the fifth member?
Ooh.
Yo.
Bro.
I'm down with that.
Mind blown.
Because she's
That
on
would be
SmackDown
great.
technically.
They haven't said that yet, but they are tweeting right now
Is
on the
she-
mixed match challenge that because AJ lost, he's not teaming with Charlotte right now. It's actually Jeff Hardy.
What?
Yeah.
What?
That's-
That
the
is-
mixed match challenge.
That's so weird.
It said hashtag North Carolina represent. All right, Mike.
that is weird.
Yeah, I know. Mike, who you
That's
got?
so weird.
They're undefeated too. What the hell?
I think I'm gonna have to go with SmackDown because just looking at the
I'm
teams
lone wolf.
again,
Okay, Baron
Usos and
Corbin.
New Day are just clearly so much over. They're clearly the two most popular tag teams of everyone involved, and I think I'm gonna go with the Usos also as soul survivors and team survivors.
Can I
All
point
right.
out something real quick? Who would have guessed 5 years ago that the one tag team matches we wouldn't really get tired of seeing would be Usos and New Day? Like
They're so good.
That's what I'm saying. It's like who would have bet that 5 years ago? Because it's like
Well-
now when they get into the ring with each other, it's like they're like
I'm
one
not
of the few
gonna-
teams that can really
I'm
get
not
magic.
gonna lie. I still sometimes miss the Usos coming out and doing their little.
Oh, the Samoan.
Yeah, that
chant
was
there.
awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty
I
fun.
always thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
You know,
Plus, I think we watched something where it got translated, and it was actually pretty cool.
sometimes
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
WWE does do the same match over and over again, but when it's the right two teams,
Yeah.
the right two people,
Mm-hmm.
you
Like
can
we-
watch it every time.
Yeah, we were saying that about
Yeah.
about AJ,
AJ
like
and Joe.
AJ and Joe.
That's
right.
right.
And Usos and New Day. I mean, man, just every time they get in there,
Yeah,
it's-
like they're hell in a cell. They're determined
Yes.
to kill each other.
and that's why I say
Oh,
they're
yeah.
just head and shoulders above every other team
Yeah.
Yeah.
involved in that right now. It's
Yeah.
not even
Yeah.
close.
Cool. All right. Now, the next match we have here, I have a feeling this might get out of the pre-show. It is a 2-hour pre-show,
I
but
really
I
hope
kind of
they
hope
don't.
not. Yeah.
I really don't.
It
hope
is
they
the
don't.
Cruiserweight Championship. Champion Buddy Murphy against Mustafa Ali. Tina, you want to pick this one first?
Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy.
I don't see him losing it anytime soon.
Mhm.
Honestly.
That's fair.
So far, so good on his title run. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
as short as it's just been so far. Mike, who you got?
Yeah, it's kind of close, but I think Buddy Murphy's going to keep it. I know Mustafa Ali's kind of beginning to push, and he's kind of trying to break that mold of not being a stereotypical. Like
I'm just glad he doesn't come out like when typical Middle Eastern clothes every time he comes to wrestle. I'm just happy about that. I really don't care.
So, their matches are going to be amazing, but I do think Buddy Murphy, he got that big win at the Super Showdown in Australia, and so I think they're going to keep that for a while, going with his momentum. So yeah.
I hope they put on another great show because they stole the show at Super Showdown.
Yeah,
they really did. So I really hope they get more eyes on the cruiserweight 205 Live. So. Tommy, who you got?
Yeah, I'll go with Buddy Murphy too. Yep. I think Mustafa Ali will beat him for it someday. Maybe Royal Rumble. If not, if they don't make it to WrestleMania with it, which would be cool. But I don't think it's going to be right now. I think that Ali's beat him enough times in the past where this will be like, where Ali's sure he can beat him this time, and Buddy Murphy will, pull out a win some kind of way. Don't know if he'll cheat. I don't think he needs to really, but if he does, great. If he doesn't, okay. But I'm going to go ahead and say Buddy Murphy's got this on lock.
Okay, I'm making it unanimous. I'm also taking Buddy Murphy. He's got a title.
This is
reign.
The first one we have had all unanimous.
And what do you know? It's on the WWE part of the card, so it's funny how that works out.
Predictable.
Little bit predictable.
Just a little bit, but hey.
Well, you never know. House show. Buddy Murphy could lose it to Vacant.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of Vacant, currently Vacant is part of the Women's Survivor Series team for SmackDown.
Vacant needs the time to shine, I think. It's been a while since Vacant got to do anything.
Anyway, that is the next match we're talking about, the Women's Survivor Series match. And checking Twitter, they haven't said who the fifth member of Team SmackDown was going to be.
I'm going to say it's
Nikki Cross. I kind of hope so. Maybe that's
because she did dobet.
What?
Debut.
Dobet. Hashtag dobet. Put that crap right here.
Hashtag dobet.
Hashtag dobet.
Math.
Oh, yes.
Math.
Hashtag math. Hashtag dobet.
Because she did debut.
Debut.
Okay, anyway. No,
she debuted on SmackDown.
All right.
So they could technically put her on there. The other person I would think that they might replace her with is Peyton Royce.
No, yeah.
That's
you could
my
talk about one of the Iconics.
Because Billie Kay would be in the, he would have an extra person there just to stand there and interfere.
I think Zelina Vega, but that's just me, even though she just got cleared. But,
I don't think so.
Yeah. Anyway, Team SmackDown so far is Carmella, Naomi, Sonya Deville, and Asuka. Fifth slot, we don't know. They'll probably announce this. We're recording this basically right after SmackDown on Tuesday night. So we don't know who the fifth member is yet. If that gets announced by the time I edit this, you might see it up here on the graphic. So anyway, Team Raw is full of heels. Mickie James, Nia Jax, Tamina, Natalya, and Ruby Riott. Natalya being the only face, but what do you expect when you have a great person picking the team for Team Raw?
Oh my God.
Whatever.
Lita didn't pick this team.
Oh,
thank you.
Come on.
Trish Stratus didn't pick the team either, so I don't know who he's talking about.
I didn't pick the team.
There you go.
Anyway. Oh, man. Who wants to pick this one first?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm actually going to pick SmackDown because I believe
SmackDown.
Nikki Cross will show up and she will be the lone survivor.
Ooh, man, that'd be awesome.
So look at Team Raw. Play with me. Play with Nikki.
Nikki wants to
I'm going to go last on this one, so y'all
I want to do that. I want to do that to Ruby Riott, so Ruby Riott could be like with the Riott Squad. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and just get out of here. Just take a count out on that one.
I'm gonna go with SmackDown as well. I think R-Truth is gonna be the fifth member of the women's team on SmackDown.
Nobody tries to roll up Carmella.
Look, my favorite thing about R-Truth and this whole women's thing is when somebody photoshopped him into the Evolution poster.
Oh my God.
But
that was the best.
That was amazing.
How
That was
great
awesome.
would it be if he came out, at least teased that he wanted to be part of the team, and then the real person
I bet
came
you
out?
they might do that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I hope he comes out to the stage to his music and Paige stops him and then announces the
Because he's
real
going to come out and say, I'm on her team, but I'm going to pin her, and I'm going to pin Carmella
No, wait.
and get my shot at the title.
After they win, it's like, right after that, Carmella, you and me, so I get my title shot.
I was going to say, I feel like he would come out, but then try to pin someone from SmackDown.
Yes.
Not even from Raw.
And
so,
the ref would look at him like, I can't count this. What's going on? Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
We only say that because we want to see R-Truth and Becky Lynch in a match against each other. Because secretly, doesn't the world want that?
Yes.
Thank you.
I hope Becky's not out for a while. That bruise looked nasty.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tommy, who are you picking?
I'm picking SmackDown as well. I just don't see Raw walking away with this one because, for one, the Riott Squad will be there, and they'll do something to get them like messed up. I don't see Mickey James playing well with Nia Jackson, Tamina, and of course Natalya, they're going to just throw to the wolves, I think, immediately.
I think so. I think Natalya's gonna be the first one out, sadly.
Yeah.
But that's just the way the team is set up, and
I
yeah,
think
they're eventually
Tamina's
gonna fight with each other.
If I have to pick a lone survivor, if it's not Nikki Cross, whoever the mysterious fifth member is, I will say it'll probably be someone like Carmella, honestly, because Carmella just seems to be the one who manages to sneak a win
she
when everyone.
hides away.
Yeah, when,
She's like,
Yeah.
when people least expect it, Carmella sneaks a win, and
Carmella
and,
is
And she's just gonna jump out for a
Money.
dance break.
and frankly, and everyone here knows how much I love Carmella. I think she's
Yeah.
underappreciated in my.
Oh, very much so.
All right, Mike, who you got?
Well, actually, before I do it, if you don't mind me just taking a minute, on a previous podcast,
Oh boy,
it was brought up, I believe, before Evolution. You're obviously a big Alexa Bliss fan.
I am.
No
I've
way.
obviously been a big Lita fan for years.
I've known that.
And I think Tommy said, "How can y'all be friends?" And I was like, "Look, we've been friends for legit over 20 years, okay?" And little known fact, me and JC were in Austin when Lita debuted as the valet of S.A. Rios.
No way.
We were in the Raptors for SmackDown.
Yes, it was a SmackDown.
And there was a
That is crazy.
it was a Shotgun Saturday Night. What were they
I thought it
filming?
was actually on SmackDown. They just debuted.
No,
if I'm
it was
mistaken.
for like their weekend show. It
Oh,
was like for
okay.
Heat or Shotgun.
Maybe
I forget
something like
what
that.
Velocity or something.
Anyways,
Yeah, that was
And my point is,
Yeah.
we've been friends a long time. We were there when Lita debuted. She's a legend. So we don't fight because I like Lita and he likes Alexa Bliss, because Lita's been there for like years and Alexa Bliss has been, relevant for 3 months. So it's not
5
a big
minutes.
deal.
3 months. Give me a break.
Right.
Well, honestly, his first love is Gail Kim.
It is Gail Kim.
Well,
And
I
I-
respect
Who's
that.
credible?
Yeah,
It was awesome.
So
Yeah,
I
I
give
love
him
Gail
that.
Kim.
Yeah, I-
Always love Gail
I
Kim. This
gotta
is
be
like
honest.
pre TNA days too. I always thought she was awesome. And
We've
she's
met
very
her. We've met her
underused.
a few times. She's very sweet.
Yes.
When you first said that you were a big fan of Alexa Bliss, I was confused because she wasn't of a certain persuasion, and that.
Oh my gosh.
We're going there.
Anyways,
No, I just enjoy. Honestly, I enjoy her
I
mannerisms.
know.
Her,
I
charisma.
was a little confused too.
I don't know.
No. In all seriousness, though, I'm actually going to pick Team Raw.
All right,
'Cause I
because you
think-
believe in Alexa Bliss's team. That's why.
No, despite no. But honestly, given recent events,
Yeah.
I think that Nia and Tamina survive.
That's
Because
fair.
Nia's
Good
going to
pick
get
right
a lot
now.
of
Yeah,
heat
I
now with
believe
what
that.
happened to Becky. And I think eventually down the line, you make, because Nia and Tamina have taken out Ember the last couple weeks. I think maybe obviously you can build them as kind of some big heels, and then whenever Becky gets cleared, not to kind of go over that, but she invades Raw again, and she gets some revenge for that, and just push her down that
then
that
you
road.
and then you
mentioned-
do the trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned Ember. Do you think she gets involved in this match? Because I think in the back of my mind she might.
Oh,
take out
she's had some
Tamina
stuff with them.
and/or
We were
Nia.
mentioning earlier before this, there's almost a Raw face team that you could put together with people that were left out. I mean, you have Bailey, you have
Sasha.
Sasha, you have Ember Moon. I mean,
It's true because Bailey and Sasha kind of got screwed over. They thought
right?
they
That
were
was
wrestling for a
really
spot.
weird on Raw the way
Yeah.
it played out, but okay.
Yeah.
But I just think you could have Nia and Tamina kind of build them as monsters. Nia's going to obviously be getting heat for a while. Use it.
yeah.
Right? Let it
Speaking
go
of
for it.
which, don't do that tonight. Don't be a troll. Don't do this crap.
We've talked about this already.
Yes,
right? I know.
Paige.
Yes, are
Paige
we-
dealt with that
Yes,
crap.
are some of us upset about what happened? Yeah,
Yeah.
but that doesn't make
But
me want to go
Accidents
and talk.
happen.
It's wrestling.
You're gonna sit there and point out, oh, Selena Vega got hurt by her and Becky got hurt.
Bailey got her.
Accidents happen.
Accident.
No.
You know,
It's
I mean,
wrestling.
I agree
This
with y'all,
happens.
but I also, we know wrestling fans and wrestling crowds, so
Yeah.
it's going to happen regardless.
I'm just asking y'all to be better than that. I mean, we talked about this. We've talked about this on Countdown City Geekcast when it came to Kelly Marie Tran and the whole Star Wars thing. Paige has
Yeah, but that made literally no sense. The whole
no,
calendar.
I know, but and then Paige, of course, she's been open about how she had to deal with stuff when that video came out. So
And also the guy attacking her. In
yeah,
her car.
it's on total.
That was
We're on Total Divas
so
when she's sitting there signing out.
crazy.
Some guy yelled it at from the street. At
Smacked
her.
her in the face and told her that she was fat.
Yeah, I mean, it's not right. Don't
Humans
be
are-
better
humans
than
are weird.
Okay, you're not in the ring. You don't know what's going on. You couldn't do it better than Nia does. So don't give me that crap that you and her. You get in the ring.
And
You
if
can
you want
last 5 minutes.
My thought process is if you're talking smack to her, how come you all don't, like, for the most part, I don't ever see a lot of people talking smack to the male.
yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
because you brought that because people brought up when Seth Rollins wrestled Sting and Sting got injured and
Yeah.
had to retire. No one.
I think Bret Hart was like the only one who
Yes, Brett,
said so.
yeah, yeah.
Seth Rollins was
Or
unsafe.
Joe, with with Seth
Or
Brock and
Or if social media was around
Brock
when
Joe
Goldberg
with
supposedly
Finn
hurt
Balor.
Bret Hart.
Yeah.
You know?
Brock and Strowman in the Rumble and they went stiff
I mean,
on
there's
each
so
other.
Yeah.
many
Of course,
times.
Brock Lesnar with
It
anyone.
happens a lot.
Oh, last night with the Singh brothers.
Dude, that
Yes.
I did see that.
Yeah, that. Wow.
Gotta love that.
Oh,
Anyways, yeah,
nasty.
Yeah.
But it happens. It happens almost every show. Somebody gets either minorly
Like they
hurt
say, this ain't
or
ballet.
majorly hurt.
Yeah.
But that's the risk that you take as a
There's
wrestler.
a reason they say don't try this
But
at home.
Fandango
So
was ballroom dancing. So.
if you think you can do better, get trained properly, preferably hybrid school of wrestling.
Definitely.
Plug.
Yeah, yeah, and
You got your
yeah,
model.
don't be a troll. You be better than that. There's enough of it on
Please.
social media. Let's change. Let's on some level just be better than that, please. All right, on to the men's Survivor Series match. Team Raw is Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and Lashley against Team SmackDown, which, as of right now, because it changed so much tonight on SmackDown, is Miz, Shane McMahon, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy. Again, this is like the whole card subject to change thing because this changed
It
so
really
much.
is.
Yeah,
This especially.
yeah. I think Team Raw is going to win, and I think that Strowman is going to be the lone survivor. Finn, I've read reports he wasn't originally supposed to be in this match. He was kind of like a late replacement for somebody. I forget all the report of it, but I'm kind of glad he's in it because he
too.
needs to be in the picture somehow going into next year with the Rumble and everything like that.
Yeah, I
So-
agree.
But I have Raw winning this one. Who wants to pick next?
I will.
Okay,
I'm gonna agree with you and say Raw,
Raw, all right.
just because I picked SmackDown 2 times already. So like, Raw needs to win one thing. And
Good
just-
reason. Good
Not
reason.
only that, I feel like they are actually right now a team, and SmackDown is kind of like you said, it's subject to change.
Well, in a team in a way, but I want Strowman to survive, and then I want Baron Corbin to be out there. And as soon as the match is over, Strowman's gonna beat.
Get
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm actually going to say that Strowman's going to survive and Balor's going to survive
That'd be cool.
because those are the two guys that hate.
the two guys who hate Baron Corbin
Baron
the most,
Corbin, yeah.
the whole team. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
Piss them off more.
Tommy or Mike? Who wants to pick next?
I'll go. I'm going to go with Raw, but I know Stephanie told Braun that if he led them to victory, that he would
Get what he wants, right?
his match, right? But does he have to be the survivor? Because my thought is, you take Strowman out of the match through something going on, right? Outside, right? Corbin coming out and causing something, but I think you use that for McIntyre to be a
Okay.
sole survivor. Maybe him and Dolph. But they're kind of also on the side pushing McIntyre now.
Yeah.
He destroyed Angle the
That
other
was
night.
brutal.
And even before the Finn Balor Dolph match, he nailed him with a headbutt, and Finn played dead. I mean, he
Yeah.
looked out cold. So I could see them. A lot of times in Braun matches, they find creative ways to get him out of there. One way or another. So
Because nothing else is believable at this point.
right, like there has to be. I used the word earlier in the night, shenanigans, but something along. Oh wait, do I have to?
You have to hit pistol
No,
yourself
no,
now.
no,
I was
you're
kidding.
Dang it! Foiled by my own. Yeah.
All right, Tommy, you making this unanimous? You going with SmackDown?
I'm making it unanimous.
All right.
I'm gonna say, and I'm thinking that Braun's gonna be the survivor because I don't know. To me, he seems too over right now. I mean, with the void with Roman Reigns not being there, Finn Balor could survive too, and that would be interesting to see the two guys who Baron Corbin hates the most, because that could also play to
That's true. That'd be good. Yeah.
It's also played to the whole thing because it's not like I don't think just for how Stephanie was acting on Monday, it's not like she's exactly thrilled with everything Baron Corbin, has been doing as general manager. So his record isn't stellar.
No.
For a second, then I thought she was gonna say at the end of Raw, like, if we don't come out on top overall, you're fired or something like that.
Yeah.
I was kinda hoping,
I
but-
think she'll have that threat at the pay-per-view.
Just out of curiosity, who's
Or
had more
right after.
turns, Stephanie or Big Show?
Big Show, easily. Stephanie.
That's true.
Stephanie tends to be consistently evil, except for like at a few moments here and there. But Big Show, my
Except when
God.
she's taking credit for. Oh,
Yeah.
that's another story.
Yeah, that's another story. But Big Show, my God, it's like he flipped a coin that day. Okay. Evil, sweet, love it. I will rock this.
Right.
2 weeks later, flips it again. Okay, good. Okay, I don't get it, but that's the coin.
All right, now we're getting into the champion versus champion matches. Well, 3 of the 4 anyway that are left now. We'll start with the tag team
Can I go
champions.
first on this one?
Yeah, huh?
I would like to take this one first. If you don't
You're
mind.
gonna do okay. Well, it's the authors of
Um,
pain versus the bar. So
Yeah, I got to be honest.
Uh-huh.
This is kind of like a dark horse. I don't know, steal the show necessarily, but
very
I
well
am looking
could.
forward to these two teams going at each other.
That actually
because
does.
the
Yeah.
authors of pain are supposed to be big, bruising, dominant tag team.
with
but-
Drake Maverick as their manager.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, but them themselves.
Yeah,
But the bar, I mean, Sheamus and Cesaro, they're going to fight and they're going to punch you right back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cesaro has that beyond Superman strength that he'll pull out every now and then. I'm really looking forward to this. I think they may pull off some things.
What if he swings both of them?
I mean, if anyone could do it,
Yeah,
I
he swung the
believe
Big Show,
could.
hasn't he? Did he?
I don't remember if he has.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually going to go with the bar on this one.
All right.
Oh,
I know AOP just won the titles, but you know, I don't think they have the skins on the wall yet. And I mean, I've been a Cesaro fan for a long time. I didn't think this was going to work at first with him and
Yeah.
Sheamus all long
Same.
ago, but man, I enjoyed
worked
them
out
now.
well.
They're great. Yeah.
Tina, who you got?
This one was actually kind of hard for me too. I'm gonna actually go with AOP
AOP.
because I feel like I don't know. I just don't have. I'm not sold on Big Show being
Being the manager?
with the bar.
Well, it's a funny complex.
I haven't-
because-
Yeah,
I feel like he could turn on them.
Yeah, he can turn at a moment's
He
notice.
could.
well, it's another day, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's unpredictable.
You never know.
Yeah,
The wind,
it
the,
is.
wind, the wind could blow the opposite direction. Oh, I'm a face now.
I'm just looking at the funny concept is you have the bar with Big Show in their corner, probably the biggest guy on the roster, and then you have AOP with
The
a
smallest
cruiserweight
guy.
general manager,
Who's
Drake
little?
Maverick.
Who's
He
tiny?
might be the smallest
that's pretty
cruiserweight
funny.
they've got.
That's true, in their corner. Now, if these two guys go face to face, I'm going to
you
laugh.
took the words right out of my mouth. I was just about to say, if they get
You
in the
know-
ring and stare at each other,
I was looking so much to the tag team match, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
But
see,
yes.
I could see Drake Maverick standing on the announcer table, so he's face to face with Big Show.
Face to face.
so
Oh,
yeah. that's the only
So-
way.
Announcer table.
I think he would.
on
not
the
even-
apron, maybe.
Maybe, right?
I
Who
don't,
do
even,
you think you are?
I don't even think on the table he's tallest.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't think. I think so.
That being said, I am picking AOP. I mean, granted, yeah, they're champions right now, but it was kind of a 2-on-1 championship win. I don't know if they've really sold the people on how good of a team they are, at least what they were in NXT.
Yeah.
And this is a chance for them. I mean,
Well,
big pay-per-view, great opponent, steal the show, and for these guys to put them over and say, hey, these guys are a legit team.
And if y'all are right, that means Cesaro's taking the pin. So
More than likely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who knows? Nothing against like Cesaro, Sheamus. I mean, I love Sheamus because he put Mark Cuban through a table so many years
Yes.
ago. I will always enjoy Sheamus. For
you are
that. Thank
always
you.
good in San Antonio.
And always.
We got your back. No
Just
matter
like
what kind of
Elias and
hockey
Kevin
we're
Owens
at.
are always hated in Seattle.
Or like how Bret Hart was always
Sheamus,
living
you
in
are
Canada.
always loved in San Antonio. Please do that again to Mark Cuban if you ever get a chance. Yeah.
Or James Harden or the Golden State Warriors. Just saying.
the Warriors, all of them.
All of them.
He's gonna
everyone
put
goes to
Carmelo through a table so that's how they're gonna say Carmelo got released from the Rockets. He's unable to continue the
Oh, my
season.
God.
Okay. Anyway, Tommy, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the bar.
Bar.
Yeah, the bar.
Oh, half and half now.
Half and
Yep.
half.
So here's why the Drake Maverick Big Show imagery is even funnier to me. I've actually met Drake Maverick it was literally I think a week before he was at Wrestle Circus. It was like a week before he got
When he
announced.
was Rockstar Spud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I met him. Dude, I am like a foot taller than that guy. And I was like, I mean, I knew he was short, but I was like, I did not know. I was like trying not to make him feel bad sitting next to him. I just wanted a picture of us. So here's a picture of us. It's somewhere. I think it's on my Facebook.
Now imagine him standing next to the Big Show.
That's my point. It's
Yes, that's awesome.
It's like if I'm
That's
a foot taller
awesome.
than him, I know the Big Show's at least a foot taller than me.
Big Show's gonna pick him up like a kid and be like, "All right, what do you got to say?" to me?"
Remember that time that Big Show accidentally ran over AJ Lee?
Oh,
It'll be like that, but worse.
Yeah.
AJ Lee. Wow. AJ Lee might be taller than.
That's
Rockstar.
what I
She might
meant.
be.
Yeah.
By like an inch or two, but still taller.
Okay.
That counts.
It counts. It counts. All right. The mid card champion versus champion: Seth Rollins, the
is a
Intercontinental
hard
champ
one.
versus Shinsuke Nakamura. The
This is a really hard one.
It is, but yeah, I got a thing for it.
I am a proud Knock American, and I'm going to take Shinsuke Nakamura
American.
yeah, because I think
I am too. I
Dean
can't
Ambrose
even
is
lie.
getting involved here, and Dean Ambrose is
Yeah.
going to be tormenting.
He is the U.S. champion, not American.
Well, he's
But still, we're
we're all
Knock Americans.
We're all Knock Americans.
I'd vote for Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yes, I would.
in 2020.
Yes.
If he could legally run for president, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, be awesome.
Knees to face for all of y'all.
That'd be a great campaign slogan.
Dude, if he runs against Trump and he low blows him, that'd be great.
Goes to shake his hand.
Wait,
Yes.
hold on. I hope we don't get visited because of this video.
Oh no.
Oh, give me a break. Come on.
Well,
I don't think
Are you going to revoke my press pass to the White House?
Stop.
Anyway, who's picking next on this one?
I'll go on this one.
All right, Mike.
No, but I agree with you. I think it's going to be Nakamura. Obviously, with Rollins and Ambrose, that he's going to be,
interfering.
he's going to be bothering him and coming after him for a while.
playing his
they-
music like twice.
Kind
and
of the
knock him out.
same way Dean chased Rollins when he had the briefcase and Rollins was heel. I kind of
Right.
feel
That
he's
was
going to have that
funny.
complex
That
as
was
a
a good
heel.
time.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's going to be Nakamura. Obviously, Rollins is going to be either distracted or literally attacked. And Nakamura.
Yep. Tina, you go next.
Same thought.
Same thought.
Same thought as Mike. He just said it first.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Sorry. All right. Tommy,
I'm gonna green. I'm gonna go with Nakamura.
we are
on this
proud
one.
Knock Americans on
Yes,
this one.
absolutely, absolutely.
And math.
Oh,
And actually, there was a report I read, so I have one more reason why I think Nakamura is going to win. So I know Nakamura, Gallows, and Anderson, their contracts are up soon, and I read that already New Japan is making them offers to come back. So I think WWE might be trying to keep at least Nakamura, so they're probably going to have him win a lot lately. It's
some
like
people would say it was a missed opportunity that he should have won the title, and he's so far has been. I mean, if you build up this whole light sheet steel thing that he's doing right now,
which I'm fine with.
yeah,
I'm an Eddie Guerrero
You-
fan, so I have to be okay with
Sure,
it.
cool.
you could have him making a run at the title potentially by WrestleMania again,
Yeah.
or even SummerSlam at this rate.
And he can hold both belts. Seth Rollins did it.
Yeah,
And it would be something if he beat the guy who originally did that and then went on to do it himself.
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
That'd be an interesting
That'd be
little
very cool. Yep. All right. Next we have what was supposed to be Ronda and Becky Lynch. And man, the build up, first of all, I'm just going to talk about the build up.
Build-up was good.
Becky's tweets, promos are on another level.
Becky Lynch is,
Becky.
is
My
she's the
Stone
hero.
Cold.
She has left the
Lynch.
rest of the, not just the women's division.
No, the
Yes.
whole
The whole
roster.
locker, the whole locker room.
behind. Yeah,
Dude,
I mean,
when she responds to Seth Rollins on Twitter, I'm like, oh my
She's
god.
the hero we deserve and the one we need right
Yes.
yes,
Stone Cold Becky
And
Lynch.
yet she won't
Yeah,
be
like-
there.
You know, it's a
Oh.
fluke accident.
she
it
won't
sucks.
be in the match.
Yeah.
She'll
That's
be
true.
there.
She will be there.
Oh, I know.
If it is a face fracture, as they've said on TV, I mean, I didn't think it was a broken nose just from where the cut
Yeah.
was, and her
Yeah.
nose seemed
Yeah, yeah,
fine.
definitely.
I thought it was maybe she just got like a gash, but there's probably like a fracture in her orbital
I think
bone or something.
She had like a crack from her eye right here.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it looked like he was bleeding out her eye.
But then she called it Irish war paint, and I was like, well, I'm rather that's
Oh.
hot.
having trouble hearing you.
Oh.
See if that was better.
Okay.
Me.
Yeah. So anyway, Becky handpicked on SmackDown Charlotte's take her place, even though the fans were clamoring for it to be Asuka, which would have been pretty cool.
Would have been.
But I would just also like to add in now that they're, I mean, not friends again necessarily, but that respect is back. That opens the
respect is
window
back.
to the WWE horsewomen
And
That's
again,
true.
getting
and
together at
again,
some
I
point.
would not have picked Asuka because one, the language barrier,
The language barrier and calling a match. Yeah,
and
I
two,
understand
calling
that.
a match.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Not yet,
What is
though.
interesting about this is it has long been rumored that they wanted to do Charlotte versus Ronda at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, whether or not they will still do that with Charlotte
There's no point.
potentially winning the Royal Rumble,
No.
challenging
There's no point.
Ronda,
And Becky's
who
about
knows?
to Daniel Bryan that WrestleMania plan. So
Yeah,
I
we'll see. I
mean-
mean,
I love how that's a verb now.
I don't
Hey,
know,
yeah.
but
it works.
What do you mean?
I mean, remember the WrestleMania when it was supposed to be Batista and Orton, and then the crowd was just like,
It was so
Daniel
overwhelming
Bryan,
that
it
they
was a
got
whole
Daniel
yes
Bryan
movement,
in.
and WWE likes to
Oh,
say like
yeah.
they planned it out the whole time. But
No,
No,
they
no,
didn't.
they didn't.
No,
CM Punk quitting
And-
kind of changed their whole strategy.
Right, and,
yeah.
and I think the same thing with Becky. You could tell even when she first started getting hot, they were trying to shut it down.
Yeah, which
every
I
week
was
Michael Cole.
stupid.
Sorry,
is-
CM Punk didn't quit. He was fired, but him leaving.
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
But every week Michael Cole's trying to make Becky the bad guy, but the fans don't care. And first of all, this match, even with Charlotte, I think there's a chance it's going to get booed. You're going to have Becky chants the whole time.
Are you gonna have?
You're gonna have Becky Chance. It's in LA.
And so
It's a large. It's PWG territory. If I'm not
so
mistaken.
like we said,
yeah.
I know the Charlotte Ronda match they've talked about for a while now to be the first women's match to main event WrestleMania, but I mean Becky is just
Becky's on fire.
yes.
I know.
Yes,
I just-
definitely.
in ways we haven't seen in a long time.
This is true.
I don't mind Charlotte. This is not what I wanted. I'd be straight up. I just
Right,
not
of
what I
course.
wanted.
Yeah.
I'd rather have them cancel it than have this match.
Before we
honestly.
pick this match, if it was still Becky versus Ronda, real quickly, who would you have picked?
Becky.
Becky by cheating in some way.
Only okay, nothing
Okay.
against Ronda, but if you wanted to
She
make
got
her look
frustrated.
vulnerable, this would have been the match. To
This
do
is
it.
true too.
Yes.
See,
But
see, here's the thing, and again, feeling like WWE was going to try to squash it. I feel like what they could have done before Charlotte came back and invaded with SmackDown on Raw. Remember, she didn't show up to
Interfere?
SmackDown before.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
Charlotte come down to try and interfere, hit Ronda instead.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah,
have got a
that-
Becky to win that way because
Yeah.
to use an old verbiage, they want to keep Ronda looking strong
Mm-hmm.
because obviously she's their
Could they-
golden child. But
Could they still technically do that with Becky?
No.
if,
Well, no,
if
that's what I
Charlotte,
mean.
if Charlotte,
Becky
if
is
Charlotte
still
interfered, is what he's
Becky
saying.
is so
Right.
good on social media. In the age of social
No,
media,
no,
she
I
can
mean,
keep her
like,
name out there.
Even though Becky is like she's hurt or whatever,
Uh-huh.
she could still technically go out there and just. hit
Oh,
her
yeah,
with
yeah.
that.
Yeah, she
Oh,
can
yeah.
still
that's
do
what
that.
I mean. She's going to be there, and so I
Depends
don't
what
know
they
what
let
the
her get away
timeline
with.
is for her.
If it
coming
is a
back,
concussion, they probably wouldn't let her take any bump. That's the main
Right,
reason why they're
right.
not even
Well,
letting
she
Alexa
wouldn't take a bump. She would just
right
hit somebody with a belt.
now. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. So,
and the crowd would love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
as far as the match itself now, I am going to go with Ronda. Nothing against Ronda. If they are going to do this match again at WrestleMania, that might be the time for Charlotte to go over. But
Yeah.
I think this is Ronda's match to win, honestly. So that's really at this point now. It's nothing against Charlotte, but I mean they've been playing up this whole Charlotte doesn't have confidence ever since she lost to Becky. What they could have done storyline wise is if Ronda says to Becky, she says, "I'm not Charlotte." Charlotte could have stepped up and says, "Well, I'm Charlotte. You got something to say to me now?" Like you could have done a promo with that, like on
Yeah,
SmackDown,
could
and
have.
maybe built
Right.
that up as like, "Give me Ronda if Becky can't go," kind of thing. But they didn't. So if they had gone that, maybe I could have said, "Okay." Then they could have done Charlotte, but I'm gonna go with Ronda on this one. So,
Right.
Tommy, who you picking?
I'm picking Ronda
Ronda.
because I think this will kind of continue a Charlotte spiral downward, like a downfall of Charlotte Flair, which would be interesting enough. But I think if they do have another match at WrestleMania, which the main event will be Ronda, I think now because of this, they might put Becky in that spot.
Yeah.
Because-
just swap.
Just swap it out because right now. Maybe they don't want it, but honestly, who's hotter than Becky? And I mean, period. I don't
Well,
care.
if you're
In
going
the
that
business,
route, are you
yeah.
thinking Becky's gonna lose the title before Rumble or before WrestleMania?
I'd say.
Neither.
Well,
I hope this injury is not something where she has to drop the title.
Yeah.
Me
It's a quick
too.
recovery. Yeah,
so if she
definitely.
loses it, I'll say it'll be before WrestleMania, and then maybe it'll either be an interpromotional match or Becky will just jump to Raw so she can just beat up on Ronda
But
Rousey.
don't they get traded after WrestleMania?
It's not
Yeah,
yeah,
but she'll
WrestleMania.
just-
The only
she'll
way she
jump,
could
like
honestly, the
like
only way
Raw.
she could challenge Ronda for her title would be winning the Rumble and then choosing which title she wanted.
That's true too.
Ooh.
So she could lose the Rumble. You're right. Never mind.
Yep.
I forgot about
Unless
that.
WWE just makes
Because
that
that's
new
how
rules,
Asuka
but-
challenged Charlotte last
Yeah,
year.
because she
True.
because Asuka was part of Raw.
Good
You're right.
God, honey.
I
Yeah.
completely forgot about that. You're
Which
right.
is why I thought they were going to think Charlotte was going to win the Rumble and then challenge Ronda at WrestleMania.
Yeah, got it. That's
Yeah.
a good point.
So, Tina, who you picking?
Ronda.
Ronda. No explanation. That's it.
I mean,
I mean,
y'all
they don't need
explain
one.
enough.
All right, Mike, go ahead.
I'm going to go Ronda too, obviously for most of the same reasons. I do want to add one other thing. I was thinking,
Holy crap,
had
you're
the
unanimous.
original match gone down, another thing they could have done is the Austin Hart double turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because another thing I would like to point out with Ronda, obviously she's very popular because of what she's done, and so she's real awkward as a face. But when she just gets mad and like she gets that face, like
Pissy.
she could easily be obviously a dominant heel. She's got the UFC background. She could just be a terror that injures people.
You think
And
they
then
could
you-
still do that though?
Well, no, what I meant, had that match gone on,
Yeah.
you could have put Becky in the armbar. Becky doesn't give up.
Like
Becky
pass-
passes. I mean, literally do the same idea.
Like yeah.
And then
Wouldn't be the first time
Ronda
to repeat it.
doesn't. Ronda won't get off. Won't let go of the finish, the armbar. The crowd's just going to get all behind Becky. She didn't give up. She passed out. Ronda kind of goes heel. Gets
Starts
upset.
beating
Gets
her up.
mad.
In a way, you could do that with this match.
With
And
Charlotte?
if you turn at least Ronda heel on this, because they're going in
yeah.
two faces, and especially if we think Shayna or some of us think Shayna is going to get called
Right.
up, you have the the MMA heels.
True.
So
And because
could happen.
Just see how they would do that, though.
Yeah.
I think.
Let's see. Fantasy
Maybe-
booking.
maybe Becky comes out at the end to save Charlotte or to not get involved, but like once she comes down, Ronda gets off.
And the rest
sits
of
in
the
ring.
the four horsemen, you also have Bailey and Sasha making
Yeah.
a save too.
Yeah.
So
Because
that
they had
can.
talked about that.
Oh, and then they have the other women show up?
Yeah.
Then they have.
The
Yeah.
other ones
You
from-
think you can
Ooh.
Well, because I bet you they'll be at ringside.
Yeah.
probably
For
Probably,
SummerSlam.
in some
yeah.
ringside area
Just like
capacity.
usually Ronda's at ringside
Yeah.
at NXT
Yeah.
for
Definitely. All right. Final match on the card,
Oh
which
my
will probably be the main event, and this one, wow.
Freak.
I'm
Here,
picking.
let me tell you a story.
wait.
So
They can't. Can I just say one thing?
what?
They literally do not want AJ Styles to headline a show.
Oh yeah,
He
that's
headlined it
true.
last year.
I mean, a pay per view like
Yeah,
in
He
general.
headlined Survivor Series last year against Brock Lesnar.
okay.
Yeah.
They just don't want him. Now that he's
But-
been champion for that many days, you still don't want him to headline the
Correct
show.
me if I'm wrong though.
what?
Last year, didn't he also win it just before from Jinder?
He did
Yeah,
win
he
it
did.
from
Wasn't it
Jinder.
like the week before?
Yeah,
because
someone-
it was supposed to be Jinder and Brock Lesnar,
Right,
and
'cause
then
that's what
he went.
came out
Yeah,
and said last
Yeah.
night. Yeah.
Yeah, he took it off of him in England or something like that.
yeah. It was the first time a title changed in on SmackDown in the WWE Championship changed in England. I think was the very first time.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Shout out in there, 'cause I-
I'm just
'cause I knew
saying,
that.
like they have in a long time, they haven't had the WWE Championship in the main event. Now they're gonna have it in the main event, and they're like, "Oh, let's swap champions."
Well, they
What?
changed it.
I was
but yeah.
like, "What?"
Have we said
Here-
this officially?
What?
I mean,
The
by
match.
people.
Oh,
Okay,
no, we haven't said it.
Okay, I'll tell you a story. Of course, we're talking about Brock Lesnar, Universal Champion, versus Daniel Bryan, the now WWE Champion as of recording this today.
Which was like
funny
literally
story,
45
so-
minutes
Literally,
ago.
like
Yeah,
hour and a half ago.
What time is it
An hour and a
now?
half
Funny
ago.
thing is, we
Yeah.
we're part of like a group wrestling chat with some friends, and we were out to eat. We were coming back home, and I think we were just getting ready, putting the kids to bed, and then I got an alert that, SmackDown had already started. I got the alert, WWE, AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan versus title tonight on SmackDown, and I sent a message to my group friends, dude, what if Daniel Bryan won tonight? And everyone laughed at that message, like, there's no way they're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And he
they
freaking won.
Did it, and I'm just like,
wow.
I couldn't believe it.
We were all just kind of staring at the TV for a minute, like,
What?
it happened. It was
and it looked like the crowd in the back, like there was a couple
They're all
yes
just
chants,
like-
and half the people.
It
were
was
like,
the
I-
same
yeah, I
shock
think-
faces
yeah.
as WrestleMania 30 and as the Ambrose turn.
Where's that one
This
guy?
guy's fault. So
Because I was just
We literally were in my living room, like,
Someone
Yeah.
almost
what?
waked this.
did
almost
they
woke this fucking
just
children.
what?
AJ Styles' title run ends at 372 days.
I
by the
think
way.
I think the last time a title change.
Which upsets me because he was so close to beating CM Punk's record.
He was
and
real
then,
close.
And then they're just like, let
Yes.
him lose to us in a SmackDown.
What if you
Sure.
have Daniel Bryan beat the record and he runs the title for over
That'd be
34
crazy.
days?
No.
No. You're too
Ooh, she's,
upset.
Yeah,
she's mad
I-
now for real.
We love Daniel Bryan. I mean,
I do too,
I
but I,
love
don't know if
that-
you want to go.
I love
Yeah.
Daniel
that
Bryan.
long.
I love Daniel Bryan. But I told you this. The only guy I could see to ever beat his record would be AJ.
Yeah.
okay.
And that's just because he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I don't get me wrong, I love Daniel Bryan, but you said it yourself, he can't even do ladder matches or anything like that because if he could get hurt.
They're concerned about that, true.
Yeah, I'm saying. So,
So-
so how is it going to happen? Or how is he going to be champion going into tables out of chairs?
Well, we'll
Yeah.
see.
Saying. I'm
he's
saying.
obviously keeping the title by then unless
Obviously
they
they're
take it
not
off
having
on
a,
TV again.
obviously they're not having a ladder match for his match.
Yeah,
No,
that's
maybe.
true.
But I mean, I don't get me wrong, I love Daniel Bryan, so I'm kind of happy for him. But at the same time, I'm a little upset because I'm like, literally, you're only a few days away from him breaking CM Punk's title, and you're just like, oh, let's just have him lose it at SmackDown.
Yeah.
What?
You didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
No, I
And the
didn't.
go home
And
show,
I-
the Survivor Series, too.
But
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
a little bit too, though. When Punk started that thing on his title reign years ago about the number of days he had the title,
Mm-hmm.
after that they just kept doing that with everyone. Oh, this
Yeah.
tag team's beating Demolition's title reign, and this is and while I get it, I think it's been a little too overused the last few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a shock. I mean, now you're going into Survivor Series days away.
With
The
a brand-
last thing you
brand new
saw was
champion.
that. So you're going to be interested. You're going to watch. You're going to want to see. And previously, Daniel Bryan versus Lesnar is a match I think people wanted, especially when Daniel Bryan was at the height of his.
Even
Yes,
when Daniel Bryan
movement.
first came back, what are the matches you want him to see? A lot of people said Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So-
But I also said this, that right now this was maybe in a way they were like, what are we going to do? Becky's hurt. We're putting Charlotte in. She's going to get booed probably the whole time. What are we going to do to get people to talk about something else? Oh, you know what? Let's change the WWE champion.
It's not a bad move.
And no,
I'll be
I'm
honest
not
with you.
saying it's a bad move. I'm just
Yeah.
saying they probably did it because of Becky's hurt. So they're like, what are we going to do? She was our our top star at this point. You know, this everybody was talking about her.
It's not so much either that they changed title. They turned Brian heel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that too.
that's the
another
big
aspect
thing.
of it,
This is like
Yes.
sadistic heel, Ring of Honor heel. Honestly.
Yeah, that's
you
what
know,
I'm
This
saying.
is 2006 Daniel
All
Bryan.
Yeah.
All I'm
So-
saying is, I think the reason they did it was because Becky got hurt, and they were like, "Crap, what do we do?"
Now you run with it though.
Yeah,
That
Yes.
being said, I'm picking Daniel Bryan to beat Brock Lesnar.
Wow.
Honestly,
What?
yes, I am.
yeah, I think he's gonna win it too. But
Do
cheating,
you think Daniel Bryan's gonna win it?
cheating.
Okay, so Tina and I are both
He's
picking
gonna
Daniel
cheat
Bryan right
some
now.
way.
Cheat or not, but here's the thing: he's gonna come in full on heel. That crowd's gonna be behind Daniel Bryan because they want to
Regardless.
see him beat Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
This is the whole underdog story
I think
thing they had
anybody-
again, even if he is champion right
But
now.
I still say that, and even if AJ Styles was champion, they still want him to beat Brock. Everybody wants
No,
everybody to beat Brock.
if it was AJ, I would have picked AJ. He's
Yeah.
getting a second shot at Lesnar. I think he would have picked him too.
Yeah.
So
Can I pick
Yes.
a no contest finish
Ooh.
where Strowman comes down,
Sure.
AJ comes down, everyone just gets
Ooh.
involved, and they just have to throw it out.
so we'll say Mike is picking a no contest. I
Yeah,
like that.
I
Okay.
think it's. I hate to say that because now that I think
I
about
can
it,
see
I've
that
seen
too.
a lot of matches have interference and stuff between the two shows we've been talking about.
So
but
do you want me to put
um,
no contest or brouhaha underneath your pick right here on the graphic?
yes, where is it? I can't
It's gonna be like around here somewhere.
yes, in front of my belt.
That's your belt.
Brouhaha.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
I don't
because
know how
like
to spell that, though.
the reason
have to look it up.
Look it up.
the reason I brought up the whole thing that they did this because of Becky was because what did they do when Roman got sick? They automatically did something to like, hey, let's not
Turn
talk
the
Turn
about
the crowd.
let's not talk about this anymore. Let's
They-
talk about this.
Well-
So because of Becky, they were like, what the heck? They're all gonna just be talking about Becky and be yelling Becky the whole show. Let's do this. So they start talking about this,
Smart.
which was pretty smart.
We said it was genius booking to turn Dean. Why wouldn't this
Yeah.
be now?
Yeah,
so,
I know.
So
My only thing with that is the crowd will be chanting Becky regardless.
Oh yes,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
Sure.
This will get everyone talking about it, but the second the Ronda and Charlotte match starts, a Becky chant.
Oh
will be-
yeah, of course.
I mean, okay, if people are still chanting CM Punk in 2018,
even in Saudi
In
Arabia,
Saudi Arabia,
Yes.
and cheering Real America
by
when
the
Hulk Hogan
way,
comes out.
by the way, what world are we living in
man.
when that happened?
we
I
talked
really-
about this. They're
Yeah.
behind.
still,
the
I'm really
Yeah.
show.
sad I wasn't
Mind-blowing.
here for that one because
That's still mind blowing to me,
I'm
though.
so done with Hulk Hogan.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I gotta. No. In all seriousness, as a little kid, I was the biggest Hogan mark. I was exactly what they wanted me to be.
Yeah.
When
I was a
when
Piper guy.
when they pulled the curtains back, and these wrestlers started letting us into their lives, that man is just
He's crazy.
wow.
Yeah, I was always
Yeah.
more of a
Future
Macho.
heroes. That's.
I was always more of a Macho Man and Randy Savage fan anyway.
I loved it all. I mean,
everyone's-
I would pose like Hogan. I love Macho Man.
I mean,
but
they
I
evolved in the Hogan
love
pose.
Piper.
Yeah.
Piper
Yeah.
was amazing.
I love Macho Man.
That's Tommy. Who you picking?
Oh damn, forgot. I'm picking Daniel Bryan. So
Wow.
because I want him to win. Now I do see them doing a no contest finish. I can easily see. There was another match I thought they could do that too, but I can't remember what match it was. But yeah, I can definitely see that. Oh, you know what it was? It was the NXT title match. I thought they could possibly do that. Yeah, like if Gargano or even Black
So
comes
both
out.
are
Someone
both the
get
titles
involved
in
there.
both
Both-
What
both-
if Aleister Black and Johnny Gargano are still fighting?
like fighting the whole show. And
Throughout-
oh my
that
god!
would be-
Didn't we say that for Ciampa Gargano?
Yes,
and they were
yes,
going to
yes.
fight up until the next day on the next
Yeah,
pay per view
yes,
at
yes.
SummerSlam?
That would be
They should have done that though. Like
They
they
start
should
the
have done
pre-show
that.
and they're just behind them.
Mark Ryan,
So-
I'm here live. They're still going at it.
We still have a no contest on
Yes.
this.
Just like follow the live stream on Twitter to see how this ends up.
Yeah.
We'll be watching all night. Like,
He's sleeping.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Daniel Bryan only because I think he's gonna go in with that mean streak.
Yeah.
He's gonna and Brock Lesnar's not gonna take him seriously. And Daniel Bryan is second only to Zack Sabre Jr. and the master of locking you up in ways that don't make any logical sense.
Yeah.
So
Oh, they show that right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know-
Him and AJ just went back and forth on
Right.
holds. I was
Yeah.
like, dang, okay.
Which-
I'm going to call this out real quick. I got a text from Jericho, who's been on the WrestleCast before. He said, just finished Raw and SmackDown. Holy beep. I love Becky Lynch even
Chris
more.
Jericho?
No. That'd have been awesome.
That would be
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
shocker. for
And,
both.
and just another thing, earlier when they were doing the interview, when Paul Heyman came out during AJ at the beginning of SmackDown, AJ mentioned that last year, even though he lost, Brock left limping.
Yeah.
And win or lose, I think it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
Because if Daniel
Yes.
Bryan's going to have
Yeah.
a chance, he's going to have to go with those legs.
Yeah.
So,
I've been saying that for years. You want to beat Brock Lesnar? Hit his
I
legs.
don't know if Lesnar's
He-
as
he misses leg
untouchable
day
as
all
he
the
was
time.
before. He's lost to Roman. he needed help to beat Strowman.
Yeah.
You know,
And let's
he's going to be
honest.
going. Let's face it, he's going to UFC soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get
And his
knocked out by
title
Daniel Cormier.
reign was,
So
was because of unfortunate events, obviously. So,
Yeah.
That's it. Goldberg shows up.
oh yeah,
Yo, that would be awesome.
dude.
If what
Dude.
if
and he
hey,
assists Daniel Bryan.
David Arquette. No, I'm just kidding.
David Arquette. He's back in
David
wrestling
Arquette.
again.
I know,
I heard he's
that's
pretty
why I
good
said
too.
what if it is Arquette? What if he comes in and just spears Brock Lesnar?
With assistance from James Ellsworth.
Oh,
No, I don't want.
we're going down a rabbit hole.
Dude,
Yeah,
best
we
interference.
are, we are.
But
We're
dude, what,
literally just going
but
off.
what if when Brock Lesnar right before the bell rings, Goldberg's music hits and like everyone and like Daniel Bryan doesn't even hit the knee, he just rolls up Lesnar and hooks the tights and just gets out of there real quick.
Yeah,
What was it, 2 or 3 years ago when they had the first match that he beat him in like? At
that was a Survivor Series. That was a
Survivor
shocker.
Series.
It was 2 years ago.
Because I remember watching,
Yes.
I remember watching that thinking, because like, which is funny because considering the last match they had before that was WrestleMania 20, and everyone hated that
Yeah.
that god awful match, but then they had the quick finish, but then that was like the most beloved thing that anyone had seen.
Yes, and then they put together the match that following WrestleMania that they should have done years ago, and
Yes.
it was awesome.
Yes.
So they redeemed
And-
themselves
and-
and totally redeemed yourself.
Again,
Yeah.
and that match was 5 minutes of being Goldberg, and Brock being Brock, which I was happy with.
Great, isn't
it?
I don't care.
Yep.
That's why I watch a Goldberg match.
Yep. All right, so those are our picks for Survivor Series. Of course, we already made our picks for War Games. So, what are your picks? Comment on this video. Comment on our Facebook page. Tweet at us. Let us know. It's just everyone's just pointing.
The
I'm just going to put
comments,
nothing
man,
here so we look like idiots.
You know what? I'm just gonna go like this.
Yeah. So that is Survivor Series weekend. Now, before we go, we do want to offer our condolences to the family of Jose Lothario.
It's been a
I
rough
should
week.
say, yes, Guadalupe Robledo, aka Jose Lothario. After we recorded last episode, we found out that he had passed away. Passed away here in town. Actually, he lives in
Yeah.
San Antonio now, born in Monterrey, Mexico. He's an NWA Hall of Famer. Most notably, he trained Shawn Michaels in the 1980s, who's arguably the greatest wrestler ever.
Yeah,
yes,
Actually
I'm with
managed
that.
Shawn Michaels in WWE from 96. He was there when he won the title at WrestleMania 12, all the way through Royal Rumble 97, which was the first WWE event I ever went to. Mike and I were sitting on the floor for that, which
That's
was
right,
pretty
right
awesome
at the
against Psycho
Dome.
Sid. At the
Oh, that's
Dome,
cool.
yeah. It was pretty amazing stuff. And on a personal level, and I met Jose Lothario years ago when The Wrestler debuted. We went to the Bijou Theater. River City Wrestling was doing a little thing where they were debuting the Wrestler there.
Yeah.
And Jose Lothario was there. And I walked up to him, just wanted to shake his hand and said, Jose, it's an honor to meet you. My grandmother, whose name is also happened to be Guadalupe, we call her Lupita, she passed away early 2000s, age 84. But when she was alive, she was talking, if Lucha Libre Wrestling came on TV, you did not bother her.
Don't
She was
touch me.
focused. Don't talk to her. And that was the one time she was just in the zone. And honestly, the face that she gets when she's focused on wrestling is the same face my daughter has when she's focused on wrestling. That's why she has her middle name.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I told him it's an honor to meet you. You're not just because of what you've done, but the fact that you were my grandmother's favorite wrestler. She passed away years ago, and he's like, I'm sorry to hear that, but it's great to hear. So. Grandma Lupita, I know you're up there getting his autograph right now and wanting him to wrestle. So,
Well, he's got some good guys up to the wrestle again.
yeah,
so, I mean,
I know he had a streak for like consecutive losses, but she still loved him anyway. So she
Yeah.
just enjoyed wrestling when it was on TV. So,
Funny.
Thario and your family, thank you for all the memories.
Indeed.
Thank you for Shawn Michaels because I read how you trained him in his book and it was pretty awesome. So, if anyone else wanted to share their thoughts about Jose,
Also, on a personal note here in town, back when I was in college, I worked at a Mexican restaurant and I actually worked with his son. Not the one that got powerbombed by Psycho Sid on TV that during that whole thing.
Okay.
But it was the younger brother of him. But no, but seriously, I met him a few times at the restaurant. Apparently, he built things like he built these chairs for the restaurant, like for the people to sit on as they were waiting.
Oh, wow.
And he was just like the nicest guy. Like the first time, I didn't even completely realize because I was like, this guy looks familiar.
yeah.
And then one of the owners was like, yeah, he's Jose Lothario. And I was like, so nicest guy.
There you go.
Same
Nailed
thing.
it.
And at the time, I was just like, I'm a huge Shawn Michaels fan. We were at the Royal Rumble. Love everything he's done.
That was probably the loudest
yeah.
any wrestling crowd in town has been.
Yeah,
I mean
that was.
the cheer when Michaels won in '97 was just amazing, and it was only 60,000 people in that
Right.
dome. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But so I mean, great guy. He what he contributed to wrestling through Shawn Michaels, but on his own, of course, as well.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, thoughts and prayers with his family, and
thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Anyone else?
Just thank you for all you did.
Yeah. We'll quickly mention, of course, Tommy Sits a rough week. Stan Lee, who was a big wrestling fan.
Excelsior.
And
Excelsior.
That was a hard one.
Yeah,
Yes.
here's what I told everybody. One of the wrestling groups I'm part of, they said, "Can we talk about Stan Lee?" I was like, "You cannot tell me Vince McMahon was not inspired by something Stan Lee did in the '80s.
Stan Lee did so much.
All those colorful outfits everyone in the '80s wore. Someone was inspired by something Stan Lee did."
Steady, Rob, Jericho, and maybe Dusty. If he wants to come up, we're gonna do a podcast at some point on our favorite memories about Stan Lee, maybe our favorite cameos.
I got to meet him once.
Oh, lucky you!
It was so cool. So nice.
I remember reading a thing a couple years ago. I don't know, something someone had posted. They're like, one day we're gonna watch a Marvel movie and realize it's the last cameo he's ever done. Because obviously, even then he was was up in his age. And
that
happened. I was just thinking, probably he has his cameos for Captain Marvel and Avengers 4
and Dark Phoenix,
maybe, for Dark Phoenix,
X-Men, Dark Phoenix,
maybe Spider-Man, because that's being filmed. But I almost feel like maybe they finish it at Avengers 4 because that's supposed to be like an ending point.
Well, do you think, because they are re-releasing Deadpool 2 as Once Upon a Deadpool, do you think they would have, because they said they filmed new scenes, do you think they would have gone back and filmed a scene with Stan Lee?
I hope they
cameo?
did. I hope they did.
Every
As I know,
cameo he makes is great.
I'm hoping it's a Fred Savage Princess Bride thing.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah. So
That's what I've heard about that.
I mean,
yeah,
I'm looking forward to those movies, but man, I'm looking forward to those cameos even more now.
Right, exactly.
It was the same as Episode 8, Star Wars. Say what you want about the movie. Seeing Carrie Fisher as Leia, knowing that was her last role.
Yes.
Gosh,
it's gonna be tough. So
it's going to be even weirder in the new one, just because they said
they're using
they still
stock footage.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah. So all these legends.
say what you want about it. They have the blessing of her family to do that, and I'm proud of that. I mean,
there's no problem.
It's just going to be hard to see that.
it's the same thing when they used the guy that played Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One, because he passed away, and they used footage and CGI for that, and it worked great. So, but those are our thoughts. I mean, God, say what you want about Stan Lee. Don't be an Army Hammer. You're an idiot. Just let people grieve and mourn the way they do. Shawn Michaels hasn't even tweeted anything about Jose Lothario. And I don't blame him. Everyone mourns their own way. That guy touched his life so much.
Yeah.
So go enjoy some Marvel movies, man.
Go enjoy some Marvel
comics.
movies.
Share the things.
Real quickly, favorite Stan Lee cameo.
Ooh, that's a good
Deadpool
one.
1.
Deadpool 1 in the strip club.
That was amazing.
Give it up for chastity.
Dude, that was amazing.
So random. Though I will say also Teen Titans Go.
That was mine.
That was
Teen Titans Go to the movies.
Random.
Okay, here's why.
I didn't know he was in that.
Here's why I love Teen Titans Go to the movies cameo. You don't expect
DC,
it.
man.
It's like
No.
the DC
No, I'm just kidding.
cartoon.
Because when he started cameoing in all these Marvel movies, okay, he's going to cameo here. He's going to cameo here. You're just waiting for it. We go to DC. We go to Teen Titans Go to the movies.
it's a cartoon.
I was waiting for an Animaniacs cameo on the freaking Warner Brothers lot.
Because they're in the Warner Brothers
And
lot.
instead, you get a guy sweeping in the background.
And
Oh
he's
my
just like-
God, is that Stan Lee?
And he's
she's
just
like,
like-
no way. And it comes up, it's like, hey, I love cameos. Excelsior. And then we get out of the movie, we look it up.
We're like, no way that was Stanley. It was probably some guy that had his voice. No, we looked it up. It was him.
You
That's
gotta
so cool.
love it.
It was
You gotta
literally
love
him.
it. So
DC even did, and to their credit, they tweeted out, how he helped reignite.
Well, Stanley technically started, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he did start at DC.
In DC, but for like a very short time.
Yeah.
before
Right, I
then
think
he
I've heard
started
yeah, and
his own.
one of his best friends, I meant to mention this when we talked about Teen Titans Go to the movie. Jack Kirby, who was one of his good buddies in Marvel that helped him start.
Jack Kirby's
the
another
whole-
legend. Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Kirby actually started the Challengers of the Unknown, which is like an obscure comic reference in Teen Titans Go to the movie. If you haven't seen it, it's hilarious.
And it's
just
in
for the
Teen
fourth
Titans
wall
Go
breaking.
also.
Yes, so that's why I enjoyed that cameo, because it was so unexpected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it at all. And then we're like,
Any other
what?
favorite cameo you guys?
Well, there's kind of two that come to mind. One, even though I don't think as many people like this movie, The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I
where
love
he's
that
in
movie.
the
I thought it was
library.
pretty great.
Yes.
With
Yeah,
that was the first
blood.
one. That was the first one. That was the
Okay.
first
He was
one.
fighting the lizard.
He was fighting the lizard. That was
Yes,
the first
okay.
one.
Oh,
And he's in with the
So
headphones and the fight's going on behind
yes,
him.
and it's just going on behind him.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
that was hilarious. And then more recently, I don't remember if it was Guardians of the Galaxy 2 or Ragnarok, but where he winds up with the Watchers. because they
That's
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians
Okay,
too.
right.
Because that's
Yeah.
one of my favorites for sure.
Yes.
Just with that idea,
because
Makes you wonder if all his cameos, he's been a watcher this whole
that's
time.
exactly
And then
why I love. Yes.
And then that
Yes.
confirmed that theory. So yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So those
that
are my
one,
two.
yeah.
Am I right?
Even though I don't know what movie they're in, those
Yeah.
cameos.
Yes.
One of my favorites is probably his most recent one was Ant-Man and the Wasp when he said, "Well, the '60s were great, but now I'm paying for it."
That was great too.
Yes.
Man, but see, that's the thing. How great is it that this guy would literally be on screen for 30 seconds per movie? 30 seconds.
Or less.
And that's the scene that you remember the most. It's like, what was Stan Lee doing in this?
Oh God! You know what you just reminded me of? Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh.
When
Yes.
he's in the window and he yells out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I liked it. Hell, Avengers Infinity War was amazing. You said, you kids, like, you've never seen a spaceship in New York before.
Speaking of Spider-Man, you know they're filming Far From Home right now. Do you think he made a cameo in that? Would that
that's
be-
what I was saying.
I'm hoping. Honestly, if he's in there, I'm
Maybe.
hoping that's his last cameo because Spider-Man is what he's best known for. I think.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that was-
I think that was his.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anything, that's probably his last one.
See, my thought was maybe Avengers 4, just because in the terms of the MCU, that's kind of like coming to an end of a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
But you're also right. He's definitely Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
And I think he said he relates most to him
Mm-hmm.
as a kid who wasn't very rich.
Right.
You know, had the
Yeah.
powers, but, still wasn't getting ahead in life because, he was just...
Can we all agree when Thanos did this, Stanley survived?
Of course.
Okay, good.
So
Thank God.
I think the one thing they'll do is I would think that he did his cameos for Captain Marvel and Spider-Man, but they're gonna have some kind of tribute for him in Avengers.
Probably in
Infinity.
every movie that he's going to be cameoing up until now, and I think the tributes are going to be there up until Spider-Man because I'm looking forward to Far From Home.
Yeah.
I know Rob on the Geekcast is trying to get into a debate with Elliot about the pros and cons and whether Spider-Man: Homecoming was a good movie. I want in on that. Tag me in on Triple Threat because I love
kinda
that.
wanna know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
I don't
Isn't he a
know.
huge Spider-Man fan?
So
It's him and Elliot are like big Spider-Man fans. They want to. Then one likes it, one hates it. They're gonna
Oh,
go
wow.
back and forth.
What?
And I don't want to be
wow.
the ref. I want to be in that. I want
Yeah.
to hit him with a chair.
so a friend of mine was talking.
Or a
because-
Money in the Bank
Yeah,
briefcase.
just smack him, take over.
That's not
Is
funny.
that something we can... is that something we can do on the show going forward?
I mean, it's happened once.
no.
There's a precedent set.
What show do I want to host?
Technically, only I'm allowed.
Oh,
Oh, man.
I didn't know that was a rule.
Well, no.
Okay.
I mean, you could. I mean, I hear rumors that Tommy might do the Wrestle Kingdom show.
He's doing the Wrestle Kingdom, so he doesn't have to hit me with a goddamn briefcase. I heard
Oh, okay, cool. I've already.
He's just straight up giving it to him. There's
Oh, cool. I'm already number one contender. So yeah, I need to
Tommy, I can lend you.
Oh God. Anyway, thank you, Stanley, for all the memories. You
Thank you for
you
sure.
were a
Yes.
big wrestling
you.
fan. I'm seeing so many tributes from like Mick Foley and so many people at wrestling.
Probably millions of people who owe
Oh,
something
yeah.
to him
Yes.
from jobs of
I saw
all
him from
kind.
afar.
Oh my God.
Whatever way you
I
tribute.
saw him from afar at Alamo City Comic Con.
Yeah, because that's all.
Oh,
Because he was so
real
expensive.
We
quick.
can only afford to get so close to him.
The year he was there, we were waiting in line
That
Saturday
line-
morning.
Yeah.
And he walked by, and half the crowd didn't notice. My wife noticed. He was like, "Hey, is that Stan Lee?" And he was so small and frail, and they were just walking him by. Half the people ignored him. We were like, "Hey!" And then this whole
It was
whole big
amazing.
cheer just went up, of course, once they realized.
Honestly, he reminded me the way he got around and did things. He reminded me of my great grandfather who passed away years ago. He was 102 when he passed away, but he was still drinking his cognac, playing golf, going out gambling. I mean, he did his thing.
Yeah.
So
He's just like, whatever.
yeah, he's like, I'm doing my thing.
And Stanley
So-
was an agent for the Watchers,
Right.
so hey, you know.
It was like this past weekend we did Celebrity Fan Fest, and apparently like Momoa,
Jason
Jason
Momoa.
Momoa. Oh wow.
Momoa, he just walked the.
He walked the
floor.
floor on Saturday after he was done with all his panels and actually sat in the Iron Throne at the Game of Thrones setup, drinking
Yeah,
Guinness.
So I'm
Drinking
just
a
telling
Guinness.
you,
We'll be
like,
back in season 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
well,
was just like
somebody asked him that, and he's like, "No, man, I've been dead for 10
Yeah,
years."
right.
But still, that'd be so cool.
I'm just saying, like he just, like they just do what they want, you know.
Shout out Celebrity Fan Fest. We had a great time this weekend.
Wish I could have gone.
About all the founders, Bob Wills, and everything. Really enjoyed that. Looking forward to what you're doing next year. Please get some wrestlers on there.
Yeah,
We'd love to.
I would love that.
Alexa Bliss, please.
Oh my god.
Or good women wrestlers.
Oh, you've met Lita already. Don't
Anyone but
This
you,
is true, I have a
Alexa.
picture.
Anyone but you.
give me that damn. This guy.
I don't mind it if you bring somebody else. That's better.
Oh. You okay? If Randy Orton comes with Alexa Bliss, would you be happy?
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't
then.
care about. I would put. This is me, Alexa. Hey, Alexa, get out of my way.
This would be me. Hey, come on over here, Alexa. Take a picture with me.
No, you wouldn't. You would not hit me.
Wouldn't it be like
I wouldn't.
move because he's so short?
Yeah. You try to move Alexa, but you miss because she's moved down. I'm kidding.
Anyway, that's our show for today. We kind of got off the rails here.
A little bit.
Sorry.
As far as this,
Sorry, Randy's over there.
yeah. As far as this weekend's events, War Games is Saturday. The pre-show is at 5 o'clock Central Time. Main show starts at 6 p.m. Central Time. Sunday, Survivor Series pre-show starts at 4 p.m. Central Time. The main show at 6 p.m. Both are taking place at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. So that's our show.
Oh yes, pray for all the people, the fires over there
Yes,
too.
everyone
Yeah.
impacted by the fires there.
Please.
It's crazy.
It's nuts. Just please.
A lot of people from a lot of fire departments in this area got
sent over there.
sent over there. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
hopefully that
Whatever help you
helps.
guys can provide. So.
Yeah.
That's our show for today. Leave your comments about War Games and Survivor Series. Our Twitter account at CCG_WrestleCast. Subscribe
Something
here
else.
on our YouTube channel.
I don't know.
If there or there, it's gonna be somewhere.
You're making me work.
Right
I'm gonna have to
here
put it
in
every.
front of my face.
I might put it right there.
Yes.
Anyway, next week we will be recapping War Games and Survivor Series. Our thoughts on the show. So please let us know your thoughts as well, so we can read some.
And
And we're getting close to our first interview.
Getting close. Yes, I'll have more details about that next week.
And,
hopefully.
and
So-
much like a Sanity on SmackDown, I'm here one week and then I might not be the next week.
yeah, I will get his thoughts. You
I may
happy?
be not here,
There's one thing to
so-
mention. I've said that you're a big reason why this show's got started.
Thank you.
You and I have talked about doing a podcast for
Yes,
so long,
We really have.
and I want to thank Steady for allowing us to use the Countdown City Geeks Network to
Do
run
that.
this, to
Yeah.
do that.
Thank you guys. This is pretty awesome.
Mike, you and I have been wanting to do a podcast forever.
Yes.
We always talked about how do we do it, and then lo and behold, Steady, you got the equipment
Yes.
for me, right? So
Yeah, I just have my-
And just honestly, guys, we've been doing this for years.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, we have.
Normally it's at an indie show or at this
Yeah,
couch
just
over here
talking
watching.
and
Yes,
talking.
exactly.
Or
This is what we do. And
we,
what we do.
we just used to give our predictions
Closer to
5
the mic,
minutes
we can't
before.
hear you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for years, and I know Tina made a comment in the other one about Tommy had said watching the Shawn Michaels Undertaker match 8 years ago, and she was like, "We've known you 8 years longer." It's
Yeah,
been a while.
2007, 2008 at least.
Mike and I have been talking
And
wrestling
me
since
and
they had
JC
the Monday Night
this
Wars.
is what we
Yeah.
do,
I think
so-
I've known Tommy since 2006 is when I first started going to RCW shows.
Right.
And then I didn't really like talk to JC or know JC until 2008.
Yeah.
So I've
Remember those
actually
days.
known Tommy longer.
But this is what we do, and this is probably why this
And
is
yes.
like one of the longest
Yeah,
shows.
for sure.
All we do
Yes.
is talk
Yeah.
about.
This is.
Hey, our predictions.
And
our
we don't
predictions
really
used to
want to
come-
finish. It's
And
just
we
really
also we've really said this before. Me and JC will sometimes like right before bed, we're just sitting in bed watching wrestling, and then we just like turn the thing off. What if this and that, and what if this,
fantasy
and what
booking.
if that, and we're just like,
Most people are
man,
cuddling saying I love you. We're like, God, what if this stuff happens?
oh my gosh,
Wait,
what if this comes?
And I'm glad I
tomorrow?
talked to them about it because my family's starting to get really sick and tired of me talking about wrestling. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
And
Don't wait
again,
for
in
the
a way,
day.
it's also a good way for us to let it out because at least us, we have kids now. We're very busy.
They got
And
kids.
Yes,
and we can't,
got
we
kids.
really can't go to indie shows as much as we used to
Yes.
when we first were dating, and it kind of sucks.
We're gonna get it back out there soon, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Once our son gets potty trained.
Yeah.
December 15th.
I want to see
15th.
Raven.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
hopefully.
so hopefully we can
What about Raven?
start going to some more independent wrestling shows like
All right.
RCW, BOW.
All right.
what
Well,
else is there?
Heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
There's
Heavy
so
metal.
many
Hey,
now.
Dylan.
good job, Dylan. Love it. Again, we're recapping War Games and Survivor Series next week. So until then, this is Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
This is Mike. Hey, my wife Tina.
Hey guys.
And I'm JC. And always remember, pro wrestling is real.
People
are
are fake.
fake.